Hi, I'm Karl, and this is my i3 ID. It's a cold brew espresso maker, or just a cold brew espresso. So how I came up with this idea was, I was going to a Starbucks, and I really needed to decide if I want to take a espresso based drink or cold brew coffee based drink. And I was not really sure which one I'm going to take, because both of those kind of coffees have very different flavor profiles. Both of those kinds of coffee bring so much different stuff to you. And I just asked myself the question if there might be a way to combine the cold brew with the normal espresso to kind of balance both of those flavor worlds together and create a new innovative coffee drink. And this was when I came up with the cold brew espresso. So basically you have the espresso on one side, which is very strong, very bitter, very acidic, and very high concentrated. And on the other hand, you have the cold brew, which is super light, super fruity, and super mild. And I was just asking myself the question if there's gonna be a way to combine both of those. And this is when I thought about the cold brew espresso. So basically, the goal of all of this was to take the cold brew, but make it more concentrated. So get all of those fruity, mild flavors, but make it into smaller, more concentrated drink. And basically, the solution for this is to take the classic espresso, take the same beans, take the same coffee grounds, and just push cold water through it. But the first problem that got into my head is, I learned it in chemistry or physics when I was younger. When you take a fluid or gas or whatever and you compress it, then the temperature automatically rises. So I needed to find a way to create pressure without getting temperature, because in the most commercial espresso makers you just have a kettle and you just boil the water very hot, and some pressure gets created through the high temperature, and then it's just going to get pushed through. And my solution for that problem was to create the pressure through spinning. So basically we have a motor in my machine down here, and like a small bowl where you pour in your water and your coffee grounds, and then the whole thing just starts spinning really fast. And through the forces that are created when you spin something, the water gets pushed to the outside, and so are the coffee beans. And if all of that gets pushed through to the outside of this filter, pressure gets created. And if you have small holes, then at a certain pressure, the extracted coffee will be pressured strong enough through those holes to be actually able to extract. And this would be the basic concept of the machine, so that it could work. To keep the water cold now, even more cold, to not just have a room temperature coffee, we have an insulating wall on the outside with a cooling system, which chills down the whole machine, which also chills down the water, and instantly connects the very cold or the very freshly extracted coffee on the outside and cools it down to like few degrees Celsius, which then would result into the flavor getting trapped inside of the coffee, so it can't get out of anymore. Then the fluids would spray to the outside and would drop down here and would be catched by like a small cup or whatever you want to put it in. And this would probably be the easiest way to extract the cold brew espresso and combine both of those great flavor profiles to create a drink that is very concentrated but still brings all of those fruity flavors, all of those mild coffee flavors that everybody loves about the cold brew, but makes it more concentrated and makes just a more intense cold brew, which could result in an amazing coffee experience. Especially there are so many people right now that get into the habit and fashion of making coffee at home or making high quality coffee and not just taking filter coffee anymore. And I think there would be a big market for people that want to get the pureness of the cold brew but still want to have a few of those benefits from the espresso shots that you can get. And this would be my